Okay, so what I'm going to talk about today is how to pick. If you're new into V2 and new into e-cigs in general, I'm going to kind of talk about how to best mimic the flavor that you're used to with your current brand of cigarettes. And I'm going to talk. V2 actually is fantastic in that they've gone out of their way to really go after the most popular flavors and the most popular types and tastes of tobacco to really try to make that switch easier. Now, of course, as a disclaimer, it's vapor versus smoke. Um, so you do have to take it in a little bit differently, and the flavor, of course, is approximated. But you'll find with V2, it's actually very very good, and it's a good stepping stone. One thing that's nice about e-cigs is that you can get over into these specialty flavors and talk about vanilla and cherry. Now, if you're a tobacco smoker and you've tried vanilla and coffee and cherry tobacco, um, you probably had a similar experience that I did and just kind of found it gross. Because it's not really good. It's not. It's very difficult to make a cherry flavor that tobacco that tastes like cherry when it's burning. Um, it's a lot easier with propylene glycol um, and vaping to really get those strong flavors. So, the strong and good cherry and vanilla and cola, even cola kind of flavors. Um, so you'll probably, if you've ever tried like specialty flavored tobacco and hated it like I did, you might want to try that with the vape. But today we're going to talk about what kind of V2 what kind of V2 flavors you want to go to kind of be the same as the current analog cigarette you're smoking. So V2 thankfully makes it pretty easy and pretty and pretty clear which is which. So we're gonna start with this the V2 Red. Um, you can see that's American tobacco. It's based on Marlboro. Um, so those are the that kind of flavor, the very thick smoke, the hits your throat a little harder. And then you compare that to the Sahara, which is their Turkish tobacco flavor. That's if you smoke Camels. It's real similar to like the number seven Camels that have that real kind of smooth in and out, um, kind of slow release as opposed to the initial harshness of the red or the Marlboro. And then you'll have the Congress, which is very refined, very uh, uh, very finely ground tobacco. So you'll see that as opposed to like a Parliament, that kind of an American, a fun American play on words that it's Congress versus Parliament. Um, and then over here you'll have the menthols if you're a fan of like Newports. And if you are a menthol fan, actually V2 cigs and just electronic cigarettes are great because they do have the taste of menthol down very well. Um, so I'm just going to quickly go just show you a couple buying options. So you basically have two options when you're talking about buying flavor for V2 Zigs. You have cartridges, and then you have blanks or blank cartridges. Um, I personally like the vapor that comes when you actually use your own liquid. I really like these V2EX blanks. Um, and you look over here in liquid, you buy the blanks, and then you buy the liquid to put in the blanks. It's a little bit more work. Again, I like the feeling of it making, and all of the flavors are available as both cartridges and as standard e-liquid. There's a little bit different drag, a little bit different vapor production. You might want to try them both. I would say if you just wanted to try it for the first time, maybe go with cartridges. And I especially want you to look at the 10 flavor sampler, which actually has all 10 of V2 flavors. Now, an important thing to remember is each cartridge is going to be about 1 pack of cigarettes. So let me just talk about the price real quick. So you talk about a 5 pack. Um, a 5 pack of V2 cartridges, $9.95. That would be about the same if you as getting a pack of cigarettes for $2, which you haven't been able to do in the United States for, I don't know, what, 30 years. So once there is the initial investment of the starter kit, but you're talking about not a lot of money for that, and then saving money right away. And the savings are actually even more when you get into the blank cartridges and the e-liquid. The e-liquid very. And when you talk about buying 100 at a time, um, you can actually then go to V2 once you get some stuff and kind of have a base. You can actually go to V2 and say, I want you to customize my flavor, which we'll get into in another day. So that is basically the rundown of how to find your flavor of V26.